Hi, my name is Mark. I'm from Proofsafe. Proofsafe is supporting the Where Wedgie project with the use of our app. And so this is a video on some of the details around how to use the app and how to fill in the questions. So the first thing is, of course, to get the app from the Play Store or the App Store. That's the icon on the top left, Proofsafe. Once you've downloaded it to your device, you'll open the app. That's it in the middle there, the yellow one, Proofsafe. And we need to log in. Don't register. You already have credentials which are volunteer and the password is Wedgie. Press Wedgie. Now by using the auto type there, it's added a space after the E, so make sure it doesn't keep that because it'll mess up your password. So it's just Wedgie with no space and then log in. You might be asked to log in twice just as a verification. Once you're in, it's very important, that's not helping. I'll get rid of that. Once you're in, it's very important to update all your forms, and that's this button here, the forms and lists. So we need to press that. So I'm going to update, and for me, there's no updates, but for you, there should be quite a few. So you need to allow that to happen so that the forms are on your phone, and it won't take long, maybe 30 seconds. And then you're ready to go. Now it's important to understand that Proofsafe, the app, works offline. You don't need phone coverage or satellite coverage. Well, you need satellites for the location, but you don't need phone coverage or data. You can go out into a remote location and collect your data. Then when you're finished, you can come back and upload. The only button you need to worry about here on the home screen is the blue Wedgie button. So we're going to go in there and it will give us a list of the forms. So there's 5 forms associated with this project for Bookend Trust and the Where Wedgie survey. The first one is the official survey. That's the one you'll actually use on the survey days. The second one is the practice survey, and we're going to use that now. We would encourage you to use that practice survey, fill it in a few times, and upload. There's no harm in using that, and you can try out the various features and icons and have an explore. So I'll open up that form, and here it's showing me a list of previous results. So I've collected 3 sets of results, and one of them, the top one, square 9876, I've uploaded. But it's a new day and I want to create a new form, a new record. So I'll use the big plus button up the top here to create a new blank form. First thing you'll see is some information up the top with some links, and I'm just going to minimize that with the upward arrow here just to keep things tidy. And then we're in the form, there are square details. I'm going to open that up so we can see the square details and team details. I'm going to open that up again with the arrow. And that's where we can enter all our information. Over here on the right is a tick button, and that will automatically give me today's date. I can change my mind with the trash can and just click in the question if I want to put something different. On the next one, the square number, we just click in there and then we can enter in a square number. What are we up to? 653. You'll notice there's an eye icon in a circle, and they're on lots of questions. If you click on those, it brings up some information, and we'd encourage you to read those notes that are placed throughout the forms. And just hit OK. So we've saved that and moving on. The questions just turn a darker color as you move through the form so you know where you've been. So I'm just going to use that up arrow to minimize that, and team details are minimized as well. The next section is here. It says 10-minute survey form. Now this is a sub form. It's repeatable. So I can open it, enter some information, close it, and then open it again and create another set of data. And we're going to do that 6 times throughout the day at the 6 different locations. So again, there's some information. Close that. So the first time we start our 10-minute survey, I'll press the plus button. It'll open a form. And then we start filling in the questions. The first survey is number 1, start time. That's starting now. Now, whilst we're doing the survey, hopefully we'll see some birds. And that's what this question is for. Have we seen any birds? And I'll answer yes. And immediately it's opened up another repeatable subform. So for each bird, we're going to use that plus button again to collect some bird data. So the time, collect the species. Okay, I'm not so good with the bird, so I've just got a rough idea that it might be a falcon. And maybe 5. What's the chances? 5 falcons. So fill in the various details. When I'm comfortable with that, there is one more. So there's the location question. We need to record where I thought the birds were. So I'll hit this map here. And it shows me a mapping function. Of course, I can zoom in and zoom out. The blue dot is where the GPS signal thinks that this phone, me, is sitting. Actually, where I saw the bird was out here. So I'm going to select that position with the button in the bottom left. And once I'm happy with that, I'll use this button at the top left, which is the save and exit button. I can go back in there and edit it if I want. Maybe it was actually that tree, really. There we go. Get out of there. So that's saved. So I've collected one bird and I'll exit out of there. And it says that that's the first record. First record, falcon. Then we see another bird. I'll press the plus button again, go in and go through the same process to collect that information. I'm almost certain this time that it is a white-bellied sea eagle. Good. So that's it. That's the bird details. I'm entering those in. Once they're in, go back to the 10-minute survey, fill in the rest of the questions. I've finished with the survey now. Put that time in. And if anyone maybe has to go halfway through the day, you might need to change that information down in team details. So yeah, the team has changed. So we just like to know what's changed within the group. So that's everything to do with that first survey. I'm going to save and exit that up the top. And it's got my first survey. Move to the new location, and then I will press that plus button again to create the next 10-minute survey, which will be number 2. And we go through that process. So that's it. There's just a couple of layers, and we can go in and edit. I can edit number 2 anytime. I just click on that, edit the team details, and put any notes. So that's it. Once I've finished, I can just save and exit. Or if I wanted to use my phone for a while for something else, I could save and exit at any time. The record is there. There it is, number 6543. It's ready to go. And this button here is the upload. Once I'm back in range, because we may have been in an area without coverage, once I'm back in range, I just need to make sure that I upload. And that's now sending, okay. It would have uploaded. However, I left a range of important questions unanswered. So it's forcing me to answer those questions before I can upload. And then on the next day, we will create a new record with the big plus button up the top. So that's it. If you have any questions, of course, get in touch, and I hope you have a great weekend.